Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Agent Psycho. Today in this video I'm going to be running you guys through the new and improved, or updated I should say, Emporium. If you guys don't know, Nexon released a dev blog discussing the changes that they're going to make to the game's economy, you know, how you purchase the microtransactions, the in-game money, whatever, and as part of the reboot operation that they've been having for the past month or so. So I just wanted to show you guys quickly around the new shop and show you guys what I've noticed is a lot different about, you know, this new shop as compared to, you know, combos that we've always known for up until now. So to start off, I would like to let you guys see the assault rifle tabs, and obviously the shop does look different. Here, what they've done is, let's go to the rentals. They've basically divided the shop into two parts. One is called the rental, and the other one is called the shop. Previously, there were two parts to the Emporium as well. If you guys didn't know, one was the general market where you could see every single gun that was available for direct purchase, and the other part was just a black market shop where, you know, you can see everything that was only available for NX. Now, Nexon has changed it so that you can only see, or you can you can see the rentals and the shops. Basically, the rentals is the GP shop. You come here to buy anything that you want for GP, whereas for the shop, if we flip over to the shop, you can see everything that you want to buy for NX. So if you flip between the two, obviously you'll notice that everything's for GP on the rental, everything's for NX on the shop. Let's go over the changes to the rental shop, or what the rental shop offers you first. So what they've done is they have, to say it lightly, drastically changed the way you acquire guns, as they have promised. First of all, the most notable change, or the most noticeable change that you can see here probably, is that they've switched around a lot of the rank requirements of the guns. For example, you guys will probably remember, if you guys have been playing this game for a little bit, the LE5A1 used to have a rank requirement of First Lieutenant 1 or something really high. Now it doesn't have a requirement anymore, and the reason behind this is because Nexon wanted to rebalance the rank requirements so that the rank requirement would more effectively, you know, portray the usefulness or the potency of the gun itself. Now, obviously, some guns that they had, you know, switched around the rank requirements of, obviously are a little bit out of whack, because, for example, the M4A1 is a really good gun in my opinion, better than these three, to be honest, even all these guns ever were. And they've also, in doing so, they've also raised the rank requirements of other guns. For example, the AK-74U didn't used to have a rank requirement. Now it has a sergeant rank requirement in order to purchase. Same with the AK-47. It used to you only used to be private in order to buy the AK-47 or unlock it first, but now you need to be sergeant. And but for example, with other guns, such as, you know, GP rare guns, a lot of GP rare guns have had their rank requirements drastically reduced. For example, the AGA-1 Black, I think you need to be like a major or lieutenant colonel to unlock it first, and then purchase it directly. Now you only need to be a Master Sergeant 1, and this will obviously make things a lot easier for people who only rely on GP to buy their things to access better and better guns. So as you can see here, you guys can you know, update your game clients and go into the shop to see for yourselves just how you know, just how exactly the guns have been altered. So just run through here. Another thing that they've also done to the rental shop is that this is also all the changes that you see here are also applicable to every other gun category. You know, for example, assault rifles, submachine guns, sniper rifles. Every change that you see and I mention are all applicable to basically any weapon that you see, or any, you know, gun category that you visit. So another change that I do want to go over is the fact that they've made all NX standard weapons, as you guys can see here, available for GP. Not only that, but also not only have they made it for GP, but also they have divided, or they basically made two kinds of NX standard variants. The first one is called Grade 2. I believe the GP standards are Grade 1, if I'm not mistaken. Apparently that's Grade 3. I don't know what's going on anymore. But anyways, as far as the NX standard guns are concerned, the ones that are for assault rifles, the ones that are unlocked at second standard 1, as you can see here, are Grade 2 technically. The ones down here that have the word ACE behind or before their names is Grade 3. the grade 3 weapons are improved variants of the NX standard grade 2 weapons. Now, the improvements are actually different from each gun to each gun. I believe, for example, if we were to make an example out of this, the Desert Warrior. Let's just grab the Desert Warrior for a second. Also, if you guys have noticed the stat charts, they've also overhauled the stat charts as well. So they're a little bit more specific and tell you a little bit more. Although because it's so new, we still need to have a little bit of time to figure out exactly what they're trying to say. So if you guys do hear me refer to their stats from their old stat charts, then do forgive me, because I'm pretty big on reviews, and I may refer to them with their old stats before they change the whole stat system. Hopefully they haven't actually altered the performance on these weapons, because if that's the case, then it's going to be really, really confusing. We're going to have one hell of a time figuring out what the hell is what anymore. But just to go on with my example, for example, the Desert Warrior has 35 damage, 11 weight, 285 rate of fire, 66 accuracy, 23 recoil, and a range of 3750. Range is actually pretty new. They haven't ever put in a range numerical statistic before. Now, if we go down here to the grade 3 and check out the grade 3 Emporium Desert Warrior, you'll notice that the damage has actually been increased by 1 point from 35 to 36. Every single improvement to the NX standard grade 2 weapons are very small, like maybe 1 point of damage or 2 points of accuracy or something like that, but they are improvements nonetheless. And grade 3 weapons will always be more expensive and require a higher rank requirement in order to unlock. As you can see, the grade 3 NX standard weapons require you to be First 5 in order to unlock and before purchasing. So that is something you do need to keep in mind. And also, do keep in mind that all the rentals are only available for 1 day. This is something that I don't particularly agree with, because while it's great that they brought back 1 day rentals, just making it only so that you can only rent out one gun, like a gun, for only 1 day. Like, let's say, for example, you have a lot of GP spare, and you don't feel like buying an M4A1 every single day, every day you log in. So you buy one for a week straight, and you save some GP while you're at it. They should still have the options for you to be able to buy guns for 7 days, 30 days, even 90 days if you want to, because maybe you have a different situation. Maybe you don't want to buy a gun for just 1 day, because you're gonna you're gonna be able to play combat arms for every single day for next week or month or something like that. So the fact that they removed the 7-day, 30-day sales, might not bother a lot of people, realistically speaking, but the fact that they removed the option still is kind of a bummer, to be honest. And yeah, I think that's basically about it that I did want to mention here. So just remember, there are now 2 kinds of NX standard weapons. One is a grade 2 and one is a grade 3. The grade 3 are better statistically, but cost more and require a higher rank level in order to unlock. This does change from category to category, however. For example, if you go to some machine guns, you'll notice that the GP rares, or in this case the NX standard submachine guns, have a slightly lower rank requirement of Second Lieutenant 4, but their NX standard counterparts are, or the grade 3 counterparts, have a slightly higher rank requirement of Captain 1, which is obviously different from what we've seen with the assault rifles. The same goes for the sniper rifles. These the NX standard grade 2s are available for First Lieutenant 2, whereas the other ones down here are available for Captain 2, which I don't really know how to think about this, to be honest. The fact that there's a wider selection of different kinds of guns is nice, I guess, because they are direct improvements, even if they're just a little bit better. But I don't really know if there was really a good reason for you to, or for Nexon to have included 2 kinds of NX standard variants. And we'll see how it works out. But I don't really think that was the best choice Nexon could have made. But again, we'll see what happens. So obviously, it goes the same for MGs, shotguns, even the launchers as well have been affected too. The launchers, unfortunately, have been increased from their 1-day prices dramatically, but at the same time, the NX standard launchers are now available for GP as well, for not that much more, to be honest. I mean, see, it's only it costs like 200 more GP. I mean, I know I buy the MZP1 now if I ever want to go quarantine. I I mean, hell, it's a rocket launcher, or it's a grenade launcher that has 4 rounds, so that's gonna be useful. So, yeah, I mean, this is definitely new. This is definitely something new. The pistols also were affected as well. I mean, I guess a lot of people are gonna be happy that you can now buy the USPSC for 1 day at First 10-1, I guess. Oh, now I can do the review on the Snake Beretta 93R. Hey, what do you know? Time to get on that ASAP. But yeah. Other than that, though, this is obviously going to be a very big change to all the reviews that I do from now on, because now I'm gonna have to start using Nexon's new stat chart, and I don't really know how, like, what it's out of. Like, if you go to sniper rifles, for example, right here, you'll notice that their damages now do over 100. And normally the PSG-1 is not a one-shot sniper rifle. So if you go to M107 CQ, this thing does 160. Like, I don't really know what that's supposed to mean, because you only have 100 HP and, yeah, 100 armor. But, how does that exactly work out? We're going to have to figure things out from the bottom up now using these new charts. So, yeah, that's... Unfortunately, it's going to be a lot of hard work, but, we're going to have to pull through with it, I guess, unless Nexon goes back to their old stat charts from before. Other than that, though, let's go move on to the shop part. Now, the last thing that I do want to cover is the fact that if you go over to the shop where you can buy these things for NX perm, do keep in mind that, or do note that the grade 2 and grade 3 NX standard variants are still in place. You can buy different variants of different guns, but for some reason, can I buy this for perm? Apparently I can. Huh, interesting. Hold on, let me go ahead and see if I can go ahead and try to find the Rec 7, the grade 2 Rec 7, that is. Okay, so... Oh, okay, I think I know what it means, but let me talk about what's going on in the shop first. So in the shop, what's great about the shop is that now you can buy any of those weapons that you saw for GP Rentals for GP Perm. As you guys can see, if I wanted to buy the FAMAS for perm, now I can do it with NX, and it only costs 7.5k NX compared to the other prices that we've seen before. So if you really want to, for example, if you really like the FAMAS, or if you really like the M4A1, then you can actually buy these things for permanent purchase using NX. And before, we never had with the exception of GP perm sales, which obviously were event sales, and you can just buy them whenever you wanted. The fact that you can actually go ahead and buy any GP standard weapon for perm now is great, because before we never had a way to do that. So if you always had that GP standard gun that you always really like, for example, I really like the M416, sometimes over the CQB. Now, if I really want to, I can go ahead and buy it for GP perm for 10k NX. And the fact that you can do that is obviously I think it's a good thing. A lot of people might not think it's a great thing, because they'll think that Nexon's just trying to money whore even more. But I think it's a great thing, because if you're tired of using your GP constantly to buy a GP gun every single day, and if you have some NX to spare, you can just drop it to buy permanent M416 and not have to worry about buying it from the shop over and over. So that's just how I look at things. So personally. And yeah, this applies to every single weapon category out there. You can even buy the Law for permanent purchase if you really wanted to. I mean, hell, knock yourself out. But yeah, one thing that I would like to go over lastly is that from what I can tell, it appears that if you did own permanent versions of NX guns before this event came out, for example, as you guys know, I have a lot of perms, a lot of assault rifle perms as well. As you guys can see, all these guns that have acquired on them mean that I already have these versions of the guns. Whereas, for example, I already have the Mark 14 Mod O for permanent purchase, or for perm on my account. But if you were to go back up to the grade 2 ones, you notice that it doesn't say I have it acquired, which makes me think that all the grade 2 NX standard variants are actually slightly worse than your original NX standard guns. So this is very interesting, because now this basically incentivizes people to play the game more, rank up more, so that you are able to buy these the original NX standard guns for perm or for GP purchase rather, without having to go back and use the nerfed variants of them for a lower rank requirement and a lower price. So That's kind of interesting because now I'm kind of stuck in a situation where, do I want to go back and review every single gun now, every single NX standard weapon now for that matter? Because now there are technically two different kinds of NX standard weapons in the entire game. There are two kinds of ACR Sandfires, there's two kinds of AK-12s that are actually different from each other, like statistically different from each other, and I might not know exactly how much worse the grade 2 NX standard guns will do until I actually go out and buy this for GP or whatever and actually fiddle around with them, see how how different they are from the guns that I already had. And even then, I'm not really sure if I can even buy the grade 2 versions of for example, the AK-12. Like I have the AK-12 for perm. Am I able to buy the grade 2 for 1-day sales or something like that? In fact, we can test it out right now. Let's go ahead. YOLO swag. So where's the AK-12? AK-12 right here. It costs 2,000 GP. We're gonna buy it for 1 day, and it's Rhino successful. So we technically can buy the AK-12 because it's now categorized as a different gun over the AK-12 that I already have. Let's go down here. It seems like they also color coded the guns that you have in your inbox, so you can tell which ones are NX standards, NX rares, whatever. Where is the AK-12 that I have? Yeah, as you guys can see, all the permanent guns that I used to have before are now labeled with Ace because they are the original variants of the NX standard guns that are on sale. So this is a rental. Let's see if we can try to find the. Can we search? No, I don't know if you do that. AK-12. Earth to AK-12. Where are you? Hello. Hello. I just want to use you, sir. Hello, why don't you come up, the big boy? Oh, here it is. Okay, so now technically I can equip both the AK-12 and the AK-12, Ace AK-12, I guess you could say. And now, as you can see, the Ace AK-12, the one that I originally had, has lower recoil compared to the Rental AK-12 because this one has 36 recoil, whereas this one, my original one, had 34. And also, it seems like it also has a slight range increase from 3750 to 3810. So I guess that's kind of a neat feature where Nexon releases two variants of the NX standard weapons, where the one that has a lower requirement, the grade 2s, can be accessed more easily, but are kind of inferior to your the normal NX standard guns, for lack of a better term. But just by a little bit. 2 points of recoil. It may seem like a lot, but then again, they did change all the stats. So we might not know at right now exactly how much that really means. So we're just gonna figure that out. But yeah, I believe that is just about it for what I can tell that is different about the shop now. I do know that there is a comparison feature, except I don't really know how to use that at the moment. Like, for example, reset preview. Yeah, I'm not really too sure how you can actually compare the two. Oh yeah, okay, you just need to right click. Of course, I'm a dumbass. So click to compare, and then as you can see, yeah, that's really awesome. So now Nexon kind of discusses in their dev blog. From now, they did implement the compare feature, where if you've always wanted to compare two different guns and stats, whereas before you couldn't really do that easily, especially if the guns were like at different ends of the page. Now you can just right click on choose an item to compare, and click on another gun, and boom, right there, it'll just compare those two right side by side, and it'll actually give you additions or subtractions to whatever stats that are actually different. For example, the ranges are obviously the same because they're both assault rifles. The recoil, the LA5 has more recoil, and it has less accuracy, and it has more weight, but it's got 5 more points of damage. It seems like all the red numbers are all negative effects, whereas all the green ones are obviously all good effects. So, excuse me. So yeah, that's obviously a really great feature to have, especially for people who are trying to figure out which gun is statistically better and want to see what they want to roll with. But yeah, that's the last thing I want to talk about. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully, this new Emporium update does turn out to be good in the end, but obviously this is such a drastic change that a lot of people are not going to like it from the very beginning. And obviously, if you guys can see the chat, a lot of people obviously are not enjoying it very well. Personally, I love the change that they've made. As from a gameplay standpoint, the fact that Nexon has got the balls to overhaul the entire system like this to make it basically a new game in terms of how you acquire your guns is an amazing thing. Personally, I really like this, but obviously not everyone's gonna have the same opinions. In fact, I expect the majority of you guys, or the majority of players in Combat to actually hate this update because, you know, it's obviously a lot different from a change that they're used to, and they're going to have to get used to people running around with a lot better guns than ever previously before. But me personally, I love this, and both as a player and as you know, someone who just looks at this game from a mechanic standpoint, because this will make the game a lot more fresh. It'll make it a lot more diverse, and hopefully it does work out. Obviously, there's a lot of room for error, and only the next few weeks will tell us whether or not this change, this overhaul, was a good idea in the end. But I do hope that this does work out for the game, because the game kind of did need something like this after 6 years of, you know, basically the same thing over and over in terms of how you acquire your gun. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and hope you guys have enjoyed the update. If you guys don't, then I mean, I guess it's too bad, but you know, we're gonna have to live with what Nexon has given us. So yeah, we'll see you guys later.